Let me tell you about a man who knew that nothing costs so much as what is bought by entreaty. It's a price that can leave you utterly bankrupt. Seneca. Chapter 1. The Leaking Bucket. The leaking bucket, a slow, unnoticed drain. You offer attention freely, believing it builds connection. Foolish, you're giving away your power drip by painful drip. They tell you that giving your attention freely, openly, is a sign of generosity, a path to connection. This is a lie, a slow poison. Right now, your most valuable resource, your focus, your presence, is bleeding out unnoticed. Centuries ago, understood this game better than most. He knew that what is freely given is rarely valued. Think of your attention as a reservoir, a powerful wellspring of influence. Every text you immediately answer, every call you drop everything to take, every unsolicited offer of help, each is a small, steady drip from that reservoir. You think you are building bridges, but you are just digging holes in your own bucket. This constant giving destroys you because it trains others to expect, not to earn. They learn that your presence is a commodity without cost. They stop investing their own effort, their own thought into cultivating a connection with you. Why should they, when you deliver it to their doorstep without them lifting a finger? Your energy, your time, your mental space are not infinite. They are finite, precious resources. When you constantly pour them into others who do not reciprocate, you drain yourself dry. You find yourself exhausted, resentful, and utterly invisible to the very people you sought to connect with. They just see a bottomless pit they can take from. Watch what happens when you are always the first to text, the first to call, the first to offer solutions. People stop initiating with you. They become passive recipients. Your efforts become background noise, an assumed fixture, no longer an appreciated gesture. They begin to take you for granted, seeing your attentiveness as an obligation rather than a gift. Your value drops like a stone the moment they realize your supply is endless, that you will always be available, always ready to engage on their terms. There is no mystery, no pursuit, no challenge. You become predictable, and predictability in the game of human interaction is the enemy of desire. Here's how you fix this leaking bucket, how you reclaim your value, embrace strategic scarcity. This isn't about ignoring people outright. It's about controlling the flow of your attention, turning it from a common tap water into a rare, sought-after elixir. You make your presence an event, not a given. Start by delaying your responses. Do not jump at every notification. Let their message sit. Let them wonder. Observe who steps up to initiate contact, who truly seeks your presence when it is not immediately offered. You are creating space for them to invest, to chase, to earn your engagement. If you announce that you are pulling back, it becomes a challenge, a negotiation. They will resist, question, and try to manipulate you back into your old patterns. But if you quietly, methodically reduce your availability, there is nothing for them to push against. It simply becomes the new reality. They will feel your absence before they can articulate its cause. This feeling, this subtle shift in your perceived availability is what creates desire. It compels them to seek you out, to understand why the dynamic has changed, to work harder for the connection they once received so effortlessly. Albert Einstein once said, "The important thing is not to stop questioning." Curiosity has its own reason for existence. What he understood is that human beings are fundamentally driven by curiosity and the pursuit of what is scarce, what is not immediately accessible. This primal drive is what you must awaken. They will start sending more messages, making more calls, finding more reasons to engage with you. They will begin to chase, the attention they once took for granted. This is not about cruelty. It is about re-establishing the fundamental boundaries of respect and value in your interactions. Their pursuit makes your attention more valuable. It forces them to invest their own time and energy into the connection. They begin to earn your presence rather than simply demanding it, and this shift is fundamental to how they perceive your worth. This strategic withdrawal is a powerful defense against those who would exploit your generosity. But there's another trap, one where your very words become a weapon against you, where over-explaining diminishes your power. What is it? Chapter 2, the echo chamber. The echo chamber, a seductive prison. Here, your silent power dissolves. You're not sharing information, you're begging for understanding, and they feast upon your weakness. This brings us to the trap of the echo chamber. You step into it every time you chase understanding, every time you feel compelled to justify your actions, your choices, your very existence to others. It's the constant need to explain, to clarify, to make sure they get it. This isn't communication, it's a plea. It's a surrender of your silent authority. They don't respect the explanation. They simply learn how to manipulate your need for their approval. Every word you utter in defense, every line of context you provide, chips away at your perceived strength. You're not sharing information. You're giving away your power, piece by piece, until nothing is left but a hollow echo of your initial intent. Your availability to explain yourself becomes a weakness. They begin to expect it. They wait for you to flinch, to elaborate, to confirm their suspicions with your own defensive words. What you think is building bridges is actually digging trenches, trapping you in a never-ending cycle of validation seeking. Think about someone who always has to have the last word, who can't just let an opinion hang in the air without rebuttal. Watch what happens when they face a quiet, unyielding challenge. They escalate. They push harder, precisely because they sense the hunger for affirmation beneath the veneer of argument. They bait you into talking more. Here's how you shut down the echo chamber. You cultivate the art of strategic silence. You let your actions speak, and you let their interpretations live or die without your intervention. Your silence becomes a wall, an unyielding barrier that forces them to project their own conclusions rather than feeding them yours. When you refuse to explain, you deny them the raw material for their judgments. You deny them the emotional hooks they seek. There's nothing to grab onto, nothing to twist. Your lack of reaction becomes a statement in itself, one far more powerful than any carefully constructed defense. It's the difference between being transparent and being impenetrable. If you announce your plans, if you detail your reasons, people will find flaws. They will offer unsolicited advice. They will plant seeds of doubt. But if you quietly execute, if you let the results speak for themselves, there's nothing for them to argue with. There's only the undeniable outcome. Their opinions become irrelevant. Sigmund Freud understood that much of our conscious communication is merely the tip of an iceberg, with vast unconscious desires and anxieties driving the bulk of our behavior. He suggested that sometimes the need to explain ourselves compulsively stems from a deeper, unacknowledged insecurity, a need for approval that we project onto others. What he understood is that by constantly explaining, you might be revealing more about your own psychological needs than about the situation itself. When you are driven by an unconscious need for validation, your explanations become desperate. They become transparent. People don't hear your words. They hear the underlying plea, they see the insecurity, and they exploit it. This is why silence, when consciously chosen, can be such a potent weapon against manipulation. Confucius, the great Chinese philosopher, taught the profound importance of proper speech and the dangers of speaking too much. He advised, "The superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions." This principle highlighted that true wisdom isn't found in verbosity, but in the careful consideration and restraint of one's words. Speaking less means saying more of consequence. For Confucius, rambling and over-explaining reflected a lack of inner discipline and a scattered mind. It signaled a person whose thoughts were not organized, whose intentions were not firm. By holding your tongue, you convey confidence, an unwavering certainty that doesn't need external affirmation to stand its ground. Let them speculate. Let them fill the void with their own assumptions. Most of the time, their assumptions will be less damning than the truths you feel compelled to offer. Your job isn't to manage their perceptions through endless dialogue, but to manage your own actions and allow the results to do the talking. This isn't about being evasive. It's about being strategic. It's about understanding that your words, when scattered indiscriminately, lose their weight, their impact. They become cheap. But when they are rare, when they are precise, they carry the full force of your intent. The echo chamber is a self-imposed prison built from your own words. Break free by understanding that not every question deserves an answer and not every accusation requires a defense. Your silence is not a void. It is a shield, a weapon, and a canvas for their own projections. But there's another insidious pattern, one that turns your pursuit of growth into a weakness, making you visible to every predator and critic before you're ready. It's the curse of announcing your intentions. What is it? Chapter 3, The Invisible Hand. Silence, my friends, the truest strength. For to speak your intentions is to invite the world's architects of ruin. We delve now into the art of the unseen hand. The curse of announcing your intentions is a silent drain, a slow leak in your resolve. You speak your dreams into existence, not as a declaration to the universe, but as an invitation for the world to dissect, doubt, and ultimately dismantle them. Every detail you share becomes a weakness, a blueprint for sabotage, or simply a target for the cynical and the envious. They don't need to actively work against you. Their collective skepticism is enough to erode your momentum. Think about the weight that falls on you when you declare your grand plans to the world. You've just committed yourself to an audience, not just to the goal itself. Now, every setback feels magnified, every slow moment is scrutinized, and the pressure to perform for others starts to outweigh the drive to achieve for yourself. You burn mental energy, defending your vision, explaining your methods, and justifying your choices, instead of putting that energy into the work. This is why the true strategist operates in silence. They cultivate an absence, a quiet competence that goes unnoticed until it's undeniable. They understand that a seed grows best in the dark, shielded from the elements and the premature gaze of those who would trample it. Nothing leaks, nothing drains, everything compounds. Here's how you wield the invisible hand. Stop broadcasting your ambitions. Stop seeking external validation for your journey. Work in the shadows, hone your craft, and build your empire brick by silent brick. Let the results, and only the results, speak for themselves. This quiet dedication creates a void, a mysterious force that naturally pulls others toward you. When you announce your goals, people watch for your failure, waiting for you to flinch, to stumble, to give them a reason to say, "I told you so." But when you simply are the change, when you embody the success without a single boast, their entire posture shifts. They don't have a frame of reference for your journey, only the undeniable proof of your outcome. Their curiosity becomes a hunger. Miyamoto Musashi, the legendary sword saint, understood that the true path to mastery was found in relentless, solitary practice, not in boasts or empty challenges. He once wrote that the true science of martial arts means practicing them in such a way that they will be useful at any time, and to practice them in such a way that they will be useful in all things. What he understood is that true skill is revealed through action and outcome, not through pre-announcements or fanfare. You don't tell the world you're learning, you simply become the master. This cultivated absence, This strategic withdrawal makes people beg for your attention. They see the transformation, they recognize the power, and they want to know the secret. You become the enigma, the one who achieved without the public struggle, the one who simply is. It's a profound shift in power dynamics, from you chasing their understanding to them chasing yours. Contrast this with the common behavior. The common person craves immediate recognition. They post their workout, their new diet, their business idea, seeking applause before a single result is produced. They expose their nascent efforts to the cold light of day, inviting criticism and projection from those who have done nothing. They wonder why their motivation wanes, why their projects often die before they truly begin. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, reminded himself that waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. He understood that the internal pursuit of virtue and excellence was a silent path, not a public spectacle. The worth of a man was found in his actions and character, not in his declarations or the opinions of others. You don't need to announce your intention to be disciplined. You simply need to be disciplined. This is the invisible hand at work. It's the silent accumulation of power, the quiet cultivation of skill, the deliberate absence that creates a vacuum others feel compelled to fill. You don't chase their understanding or their approval. You simply build and let the quiet roar of your results draw them in. They will come to you. They will ask. This silent power, this invisible hand, changes the game entirely. But there's another hidden cost you pay, a price for every moment you spend reacting to the noise, to the accusations, to the manufactured drama of others. What is it? Chapter 4, your hidden currency. Your hidden currency. A dangerous game is being played with your mind. They steal your focus, then control your actions. Learn to reclaim what is truly yours. Is your attention the most valuable currency you possess? They tell you money is power, but money only buys what attention can create. Every second you give away, every notification you chase, every argument you engage in, it drains your real wealth. You are bleeding out drop by precious drop into the pockets of those who demand your focus without earning it. This constant leakage of your attention makes you cheap. You become readily available, predictable. People treat you like a free buffet, taking whatever they want, whenever they want, because you've taught them there's no cost. They see your eagerness to respond, your readiness to engage, and they instinctively devalue your presence, your input, your very being. Watch what happens when you are always the first to text back, always available for their whims, always ready to jump into their drama. You become the reliable background noise, the easy target for complaints, the emotional dumping ground. Your counsel becomes common, your insights ordinary, because they can get them for free anytime. The dark strategy is to treat your attention like a rare gem. You don't just hand it out, you make them earn it, make them wait for it, make them understand its true cost. This isn't about being rude, it's about establishing value. You become discerning, selective, almost stingy with your focus because you understand its power. When you respond slowly, when you choose silence over noise, when you prioritize your own work over their manufactured urgency, you create a vacuum. They will feel the shift. They will start to wonder why you aren't instantly available, why your energy isn't constantly directed at them. This absence makes them rethink your importance. If you announce you're busy, people will challenge it, they will test your boundaries. But if you quietly become unavailable, if your actions demonstrate that your focus is elsewhere, there's nothing for them to argue with. They simply observe your new behavior, the new standard you've set, and adjust their expectations accordingly. Warren Buffett once said, "The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything." What he understood is that your no isn't just a rejection, it's an investment in your own priorities. Every time you decline an invitation, ignore a low-stakes notification, or delay a response, you are investing in your own strategic advantage. This investment compounds. The more you protect your attention, the more valuable it becomes. People start to seek your input specifically, understanding that when you do engage, it's meaningful. They learn that your time is not cheap. Neither are your thoughts, nor your very presence. Suddenly, the dynamic shifts. You are no longer chasing their recognition. They are chasing your focus. They are the ones initiating, the ones seeking, the ones wondering why you haven't engaged yet. This reversal is subtle, but it is profound, shifting the power squarely into your hands. This isn't just about saying no to others. It's about saying yes to yourself. Your deepest goals, your most ambitious projects, they all demand uninterrupted attention. When you guard this currency, you pour it into what truly matters, building the life you want, rather than reacting to the demands of others. When you are a wellspring of focused energy, rather than a leaky bucket, your presence becomes magnetic. People want to be near that kind of power. They want a piece of your disciplined calm, your clarity of purpose, a reflection of the unshakable foundation you have built. They want what you are building. Seneca, the Roman Stoic, wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." He knew that the greatest waste is not time itself, but the attention we squander on trivialities and the demands of others who do not respect its value. Your attention is your life force. This means muting group chats, turning off notifications, scheduling specific times for communication, and letting calls go to voicemail. It means creating boundaries around your work, your thoughts, your personal space. These aren't acts of avoidance. They are acts of profound self-respect and strategic positioning. The payoff is immense. You reclaim your mental energy, your creative flow, your peace of mind. You dictate the terms of engagement. Your insights become rare, your presence sought after, and your words carry weight because they are not cheapened by constant availability. This control over your own focus gives you immense power, but it also exposes another vulnerability, another area where your efforts can be undermined without you even realizing it. It's about the invisible threads that tie you to others, threads you might not even know exist. What are they? Chapter 5, The Mirage Effect. Invisible threads, your desperate pursuit, a mirage of neediness, broadcasts your weakness. You diminish yourself, attracting only predators. Avoid this trap. These invisible threads are the projections you unknowingly cast, the signals you send out without a word, forming what we call the mirage effect. You believe you are making an effort, pursuing a connection, but your actions are creating an illusion of neediness. This mirage repels genuine interest and attracts only those who prey on insecurity. Every time you chase, you diminish your perceived value. You are telling them, through your relentless pursuit, that your time is cheap, your attention easily bought, and your life so empty you have nothing better to do than seek their validation. This screams desperation, not genuine desire, and it is a toxic signal that undermines every single one of your strategic moves. It's a subtle but destructive form of self-sabotage. Your constant presence, your immediate replies, your eagerness to engage on their terms all work against you. You are not building intrigue, you are broadcasting availability, and availability without genuine demand is a weakness. They don't respect what they can have effortlessly. Think about the person who always messages first, who comments on every single one of your social media posts, who makes themselves relentlessly available at a moment's notice. What image do they project? It is not one of a busy, sought-after individual with a rich inner life. It is the image of someone with an empty schedule, waiting for a crumb of your attention. What Carl Jung understood is that your outward actions are a powerful mirror, reflecting your inner state back to the world. He spoke of the persona we present and the shadows we project, often unknowingly. If your inner state is one of anxiously chasing external validation, then that is precisely the image you project, regardless of your true intent or your actual worth. You become a shadow of your potential self. This is why the strategic move is to deliberately withdraw your relentless pursuit. Stop initiating every contact. Stop reacting immediately to every fleeting signal. Let silence become your response, your absence, a calculated statement. This is not about being rude. It is about reclaiming your perceived value. When you stop giving chase, you force them to perceive your absence. They are compelled to wonder why you are not there, why you are not there, why you are not responding, why you are not engaging on their terms. This shift from constant push to deliberate pull is where your power resides. It creates a vacuum they instinctively want to fill. The strategic individual understands that true allure is not found in persistent effort, but in perceived scarcity. Your time, your attention, your presence, these are valuable commodities. When you treat them as such, others begin to see them that way too. You are teaching them how to value you, not begging them to do so. Plato, through his allegory of the cave, taught that people often mistake shadows for reality. Your constant pursuit is a shadow you cast, a distorted reflection of your worth perceived by others as neediness. To reveal the true substance of your character and value, you must step out of the shadows of desperate action and allow them to perceive your genuine absence. Fools believe that persistent effort breaks down walls and eventually wins people over. They see every interaction as a chance to prove themselves, to earn approval. But this approach merely builds higher walls, walls of indifference and contempt. It cheapens your every word and action. The wise understand it merely builds higher ones. If you constantly throw yourself at them, if you are always the first to reach out, the first to offer, they see you as a commodity, an option, something easily acquired. They learn that they do not need to make an effort because you will always make it for them. But if you quietly withdraw, if you let your absence speak for you, there is nothing for them to dismiss. There is only a void, a question mark, a subtle challenge. You are not begging for attention, you are inviting curiosity. You are not asking for a place in their world. You are making them wonder why they are not in yours. This deliberate absence is a powerful psychological trigger. It activates their innate desire for what is rare, for what is rare, for what is withheld, for what requires effort to obtain. They will begin to project their own desires onto your silence, imagining reasons for your unavailability that inflate your perceived importance. This is the art of the mirage effect reversed. Instead of projecting desperation, you project quiet confidence and self-sufficiency. You create an image of someone whose time is precious, whose company is a privilege, whose attention is earned, and when they finally seek you out, their effort becomes proof of your true value. Chapter 6: The Silent Lure. The silent lure, a subtle shift in power. For your worth is not truly valued until it becomes, even for a moment, absent. The natural progression from creating perceived value is to master the art of the silent lure. This is not about playing games, it is about respecting your own time and energy. When you make yourself constantly available, you teach others that your presence is a given, not a gift. You become the static noise in the background easily ignored because you are always there. Watch what happens when you are always the one to initiate contact, always the first to reach out, always the immediate responder. They begin to expect it. Your calls, your texts, your invitations become part of the scenery, a predictable rhythm that demands no active engagement from their side. You drain your own fuel tank trying to keep their attention, while they exert minimal effort, merely reacting to your advances. This constant outreach diminishes your perceived importance. You signal a need for their validation, a hunger for their presence that they subtly, perhaps even unconsciously, exploit. They learn that they do not need to chase you because you are already chasing them. Your value depreciates with every unanswered message, every unreciprocal gesture, because you have made yourself cheap through overexposure. Here's how you execute the silent lure. You stop being the initiator. You withdraw your constant bids for attention. You allow space to open up. This is not a tactic of childish spite. It is a strategic repositioning of your worth, a statement that your time is valuable and must be sought out. When you quietly disengage from the chase, a vacuum is created. People become accustomed to your energy, your presence, and when it recedes, they notice the void. This absence forces them to reconsider your value, to actively think about why you are no longer making yourself available. Their curiosity stirs, and the shift in dynamic forces them to engage their own initiative. Think about the dynamics of conflict. Sun Tzu, in his timeless strategies, understood that the highest form of warfare is to subdue the enemy without fighting. He grasped that indirect action yields profound results. By removing yourself from the pursuit of attention, you compel others to move towards you. Driven by their own curiosity and the sudden absence of your presence, you win without firing a shot. But there's another insidious trap that undermines your ability to create this magnetic pull. It is the compulsion to explain yourself. Every time you justify your actions, every time you clarify your intentions, every time you elaborate on why you are busy or why you haven't responded immediately, you give away your power. You move from a position of quiet strength to one of defensive explanation. You signal that their understanding or approval is necessary, and that alone gives them a subtle form of control over you. Consider the person who constantly feels the need to detail their successes, to explain their busy schedule, or to justify their choices. They project insecurity, a silent plea for recognition that others instinctively pick up on. This need to prove something, to articulate your worth, works against the very magnetism you are trying to cultivate. You dilute your mystique, you become an open book, and the challenge of discovery is removed. To cultivate the silent strength that demands attention, you let your life speak for itself. You focus on genuinely building value, improving your skills, pursuing your passions, and creating a life that is inherently interesting and fulfilling. Your actions, your achievements, your serene self-sufficiency become the undeniable proof of your worth, requiring no verbal accompaniment. If you constantly announce your boundaries, your busy schedule, or your need for space, people will perceive it as a performance, a deliberate attempt to manipulate. But if you simply are busy, if you simply have a fulfilling life, your unavailability becomes a natural consequence, not a declared strategy. There is nothing to explain, nothing to justify, and therefore nothing for them to question or dismiss. Leonardo da Vinci, a master of observation and invention, understood the power of allowing his work to speak for itself. He rarely explained his creative process, letting his brushstrokes, anatomical studies, and mechanical designs stand as testament to his genius. What he understood is that genuine mastery reveals itself through outcome, not through elaborate declarations. Your real value is not debated, it is observed. This quiet confidence, this unapologetic self-sufficiency, forces others to approach you with respect. They are no longer evaluating your explanations, they are observing your reality. And in that observation, they begin to perceive the prize. They will find themselves compelled to invest their own time and energy to connect with you, because you have stopped making it easy for them. This changes the dynamic profoundly. You are no longer chasing, you are being pursued. Their effort becomes a mirror, reflecting the high value you have projected. Chapter 7, Gravity's Pull. The vacuum, true power isn't seized, it's earned through absence. Their fear of that void will compel them to pursue what they once dismissed. The shift is subtle at first, almost imperceptible, but it begins to build an irresistible force, gravity's pull. This is not about a single interaction or a clever tactic, it is the long game. It's the consistent, quiet assertion of your own value that, over time, changes the very fabric of how others perceive and react to you. They stop chasing you because you wouldn't chase them, and now they start chasing you because your absence becomes a vacuum. Many fail at this stage because they mistake the initial reaction for the full effect. They get a flicker of attention, a momentary pursuit, and then, believing the game is won, they relax their posture, breaking the spell. They revert to old habits, reaching out too soon, explaining too much, or trying to secure the connection they just earned. This immediate gratification destroys the long-term magnetic field you are painstakingly trying to build. Think about a dam. It doesn't hold back water with a single block, but with a colossal, unyielding structure built piece by piece, day after day. Your self-respect is that dam. Every time you hold your ground, every time you choose not to chase, not to explain, not to beg, you add another brick to that structure. It's not flashy, but it's foundational. What happens when you consistently refuse to chase? You become a fixed point in their turbulent world. While others flail for validation, you stand still, radiating a quiet confidence that is profoundly attractive. It makes them question their own frantic energy, their own need for external approval. They see you as solid, unmovable. Here's how you build this irresistible pull. You commit to an unwavering internal standard of self-worth. It means that whether someone reaches out or doesn't, whether they give you attention or withhold it, your emotional state remains largely unaffected. You are not waiting for their call to validate your day. You are living your life full and engaged, whether they are in it or not. This isn't feigned indifference. It is genuine self-possession. Abraham Lincoln, facing immense pressure and criticism, once remarked that character is like a tree and reputation like its shadow. The shadow is what we think of it. The tree is the real thing. What he understood is that true value comes from within, from the unshakable core of who you are, not from the fleeting projections of others. When your character is strong, your presence casts a long, powerful shadow. This consistency forces others to engage with you on your terms. They learn that their old manipulations, their hot and cold games, their attempts to string you along simply do not work. You are immune to them. They try to pull you into their drama, but you observe it from a distance, unwilling to participate in a script you didn't write. This detached strength is a potent signal. Most people believe that to get attention, you must earn it through effort, through performance, through giving. But what if the deepest form of attention is earned through absence, through the deliberate removal of your pursuit? It creates a void. And nature, as they say, abhors a vacuum. They will feel that void. The chaser always moves from a position of perceived lack, while the magnetic individual operates from a place of abundance. You do not need their attention to complete you. You are already whole. This perception of completeness, of self-sufficiency, is what makes you an object of desire. They want what you have, that inner peace, that unshakable core. Friedrich Nietzsche spoke of the will to power, not as a desire to dominate others, but as an internal drive to overcome oneself, to grow, to affirm one's own existence. When you embody this will to power, by refusing to chase, by mastering your own impulses for external validation, you project an undeniable strength. You become a force, not just a person. What he understood is that genuine power originates from an internal furnace, not from the approval of the crowd. So, while the impatient will chase every flicker of attention, exhausting themselves and diminishing their perceived value, you will steadily build your magnetic field. You will invest in your own life, your own projects, your own growth. You will become so interesting, so self-contained, so compelling, that people will naturally want to be in your orbit. They will exert their own energy to get close to you, not because you demanded it, but because your presence offers something they lack. The long-term effect is profound. You become the center around which others revolve, not because you forced them, but because you forced them, but because you provided a consistent, stable point in their chaos. You become the prize, not because you declared yourself won, but because your actions consistently demonstrated it. Your unwavering self-respect becomes an invisible hand, pulling them closer and closer. But what about the moments when even this magnetic pull feels like it's not enough? What about the times when you are the center, but the individuals in your orbit still try to test your boundaries? Chapter 8, The Iron Rule. The Iron Rule. This is how you command, how you reclaim what is yours. Never chase, never explain, never justify. The answer is simple. You let them. You watch them test, observe their subtle pushes, their attempts to reclaim control. This is not weakness. It is a calculated assessment, a final diagnostic of their respect. Your silence becomes the definitive response, a wall they cannot breach. This brings us to the iron rule. Never chase, never explain, never justify. It is the absolute command governing your interactions, a non-negotiable principle. One exception, one chase, invalidates every boundary. You tell them your rules are flexible, your resolve weak, your attention easily bought. This rule protects your assets, time, energy, peace of mind. Every moment pursuing someone showing no reciprocal effort is stolen from building your empire. It's an investment in a sinking ship, a drain yielding only resentment. They will consume you, bit by bit, until you are an empty vessel. Watch what happens when you hesitate. Offer an olive branch after clear disregard. They won't see grace. They'll see desperation. They interpret your attempt to mend as a sign. Their neglect works. Their withdrawal manipulates you. You become predictable, a puppet on their strings. Here's how to enforce the iron rule. When they pull away, you pull back further. When they test limits, reinforce them with silence, absence, a clear demonstration your attention is a privilege. You do not explain, you simply are absent. Your focus shifts entirely inward, back to your own goals. Napoleon Bonaparte once said, "The truest wisdom is a resolute determination." He understood your strength lies not in proving worth, but in unwavering belief in your value. Your resolve to never chase declares self-possession, stating your energy is finite, reserved for those who earn it through consistent investment. If you announce withdrawal, people interpret it as a childish tantrum manipulation, but if you quietly remove yourself, simply cease to engage, there's nothing for them to fight, nothing to exploit. They are left with a void, a silence, speaking volumes about their misjudgment and your absolute self-command. They will re-engage, often with minimal effort. Do not mistake a breadcrumb for a feast. Do not confuse their curiosity about your absence with genuine interest. They want to know if they still have access, still hold power. Your continued distance, your unwavering focus elsewhere, is the only answer. The great philosopher Aristotle believed that we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Your consistent refusal to chase, your habit of valuing your time and attention, builds a reputation. It signals you are a person of substance, immune to cheap tactics or emotional games. This is the ultimate synthesis: strategic withdrawal, silent observation, cultivation of self-sufficiency. You become the unmovable object, the fixed point around which others must orbit to remain in your sphere. Your value isn't debated, it's simply accepted, because you never allow it to be questioned. You become the prize not because you declare it, but because your entire being radiates it. Your actions, priorities, impenetrable boundaries all scream your worth without a single word. They will see your focus, your progress, your serene detachment, and realize what they are truly missing. The shift is profound. You stop reacting to their moves and start dictating the pace. You no longer hope for their attention. You command their respect. This is not cruelty. It is self-preservation, protecting your life from exploiters. It is demanding reciprocity in every interaction. They will learn to invest, to initiate, to prove their worth to you. They will understand any other approach results in your immediate, permanent exit. They will see the consequences of disrespect, the void left by your absence, and adjust their behavior, not out of fear, but a new understanding of your value. This is the path to true power, earned through unyielding commitment to yourself. It is the ability to walk away, sever ties without explanation, to watch others scramble for your time and presence. They recognize the sheer quality of what they once took for granted. This is the difference between predator and prey. So, engrave this into your soul. Never chase, never explain. Let them drown in the silence of your absence until they beg for your attention, or let them disappear forever, leaving no trace.